So again, out here, I guess they had the podium out here yesterday. They still have the two little barriers that's just kind of, like left on the side there. But anyway, I think the salient problem with climate change, it's something that's not political. So you have a senior US political figure out here talking about climate change and somehow trying to link it with her president's, infrastructure agenda. So what I would have actually preferred is basically, to think of climate change as what it is. It's a global geological. It's a cyclical. It's a whole process, a whole of Earth process. Now, if the snow cap accumulation, snowfall is declining across the Rocky Mountains, which it has, that's obviously going to affect water levels. But if you look at Earth systems, it's a system that doesn't. Earth system is it's a whole of Earth planet. It's a planetary process. So what's going to be affecting the ocean currents, as the ocean currents are affected, if the ocean currents change, that could affect, ice melt across East Antarctica, the ice snowfall accumulation across the Himalayas. That's one thing to really pay attention to, because that could be a major humanitarian problem if there's a reduction. If somehow the snowfall accumulation is affected, that would have huge, tremendous impacts downstream. I mean, the Himalayas are supporting the life of billions of people. And climate change, it's going to affect civilizations very disproportionately. For example, a civilization that can harness some type of technology, basically you can kind of just, command X, and you basically can kind of throw the technology around and you throw its weight around. The outcome is going to be a little different than, say, like if you have a civilization that doesn't have access to the funding and the technology to mitigate some of the changes. So the inequality of the climate change outcomes, it could be potentially very severe if there's major changes in the cycle. But the key thing is that the climate change, just like that's kind of like my atheism again. That fusion reactor in the sky, yes, that is going to eventually run out of energy. And this whole planet is not going to be able to, eventually won't be able to support life. So, people can, in my opinion, people can believe it's something that's beyond philosophy. So you look at the rock, it's not thinking about philosophy. There are historical laws that unfold in development in human society, but this rock is not thinking about historical materialism. It's not thinking about Marxism, Confucianism. It's not thinking about anything. So kind of my view of nature and atheism, it's almost like this rock. This rock is what it is. It's this cold objectivity that doesn't have any, that's not cognizant of whatever beliefs you have. It's just nature is what it is.